Welcome to today's session. So this is the AML session 2. In our first session I have explained just the evolution of Python. I did not even touch the introduction. However, I just touched the evolution of Python and how there is a large ecosystem of libraries that are present in Python. Only those few details only I have covered. However, in today's session onwards, the Python both theory and practice are going to be, we are going to practice, we are going to learn in a very active way. So many concepts are there and a lot of practice is required. So many concepts are there, then how to memorize so many, for example, simple way, like for example, there are, once you get into data types, for each data type there are various methods, and how to memorize all this, how to remember all this. So these sorts of questions will come in every beginner who is trying to understand the programming. Okay, so however, as the sessions progress, all the doubts, all these things will get clarified, and the confidence levels, everything will be increased. For every language, it can be any programming language, whether it is Python, Java, Scala, C Sharp, any programming language, you have to understand the language fundamentals. That is the beginning of understanding or entering into the programming language. So Python is a high level programming language, but what does it contain? How the programming language has to be approached. Okay, what are various basic components of the particular programming language? So that is called as fundamentals. Without that, we cannot move forward. That is what I am trying to say. So that is why I mentioned my first one as language fundamentals. So what are those language fundamentals? Let me highlight variables, data types, right? Variables means what is variable, what is constant, or all these things. And data types, int, char, and float, various data types are there in C language, many places. And then functions, methods, and conditional statements, like if else conditions we give, right? Then looping statements or looping conditions or whatever, for loop, while loop. Okay, then control structures. Control structures means break, continue, like this. You might have heard, you might have came across, but nonetheless, when it comes to practice, you might not know how to approach this and all. So the points, without language fundamentals, how will you define a language? Okay, if you want to define a particular language, there are certain language fundamentals like variables, data types, functions, methods, condition statements like if else, looping statements like for, while, control structures, which is break, continue, and all. So these are the language fundamentals which one has to be very thorough and in these fundamentals. Then at least at a basic level, even if something is asked, you can explain and all. So these fundamentals I'll be mostly covering in this session. Hopefully to a good degree these things will be covered, and some more important concepts are there, because in case of Python it is slightly different, and it has little more concepts. Like for example, in case of C and all, you have basically int, char, float, that much only, like string, these data types. However, in case of Python, you have uh, sets, tuple, list, dictionary. So these kind of extra data types are there, some extra concepts are there. However, this entire language fundamentals, most part of it will be covered in this session. With these two, you will have solid grounding on a programming language, and with this one you will be able to approach in other programming languages as well. Before we begin, there are certain important things that needs to be understood. In my last session I have covered this one, Python evolution. Now these are few more things which are required to know before we begin. So here probably I forgot one more point, that is internally Python, internally it will under the hood it is written in C. It is written in C language. Okay. So the C libraries, they are used while running. I mean, you don't need to now get confused. What is, I mean, C is different programming, Python is there. I mean, what I am supposed to learn and all. We are learning Python. However, Python under the hood, the C programming, C libraries, C code will be running internally. Okay, this is done. Now, what is compiler? Compiler means it that is converts the source code into machine code. That is the, I mean, function of the compiler. Source code to machine code. Okay. However, there are various phases at which this conversion happens. Okay, like lexical analysis, and there is many phases are there, like syntax analysis, semantic phase, like that there are various phases. Like for example, in case of lexical analysis, the tokenization, all these things happens, and like syntax phase, the syntax will be checked. In case of semantic phase, so various phases at which the compiler converts the source code to machine code. So the detailed phases and all, I mean, if you are interested, you can learn it. You can Google or chat GPT, you can learn it. That is the function of the compiler. Now interpreter. Interpreter, it reads the program line by line. Okay, it interprets the program. Once you completed the program, then compiler would be different. So that is also here I have put what is difference between compiler and interpreter. So compiler, entire program, it will check whether syntax is correct or not, whether semantics is correct or not, whether parsing is properly happening. So these kind of checks compiler does. Interpreter is when the code it is happens at runtime. Compiler, these are the two main differences. Even if in case of interview you need to answer, compiler, it does the compiling before the program execution, whereas interpreter, it does during the program execution. Compiler is before, interpreter is after. That is one major difference. And the second thing is compiler, it executes, I mean, it compiles entire program which you have written in a single shot, in one go, whereas interpreter, it reads line by line. Okay, these two are the main differences between compiler and interpreter. If at all you are asked in interview, you need to, I mean, like give this gunshot answer, these two differences. Then it will create positive impact. Now comes parser. So parser is it prepares some tree like structure, and how it parses, like, because for example, let us say a equal to b plus c into d. Okay, or let me put the values, b equal to 1, c equal to 2, d equal to 3. Parser means this is where the concept of associativity and precedence comes into picture. The answer for this one is 7. The A value is 7. So the reason is, first it calculates into. I think in our childhood we used to BODMAS rule.
Yeah.
First brackets, then off means then division, multiplication, addition, subtraction. So here multiplication is there. That means 2 into 3 will be calculated first, then comes addition. So this 2 into 3, 6 plus 1, it's 7. So that is how the calculation happens. So this is syntactically correct. Semantics are also correct. Now comes the parser. Yeah, here this one also I will explain. Uh, Parser is something, it will the navigation or tracing a certain thing. So what it does now, for example, while calculating, let me build the tree for this one. C and D. Okay. First multiplication should happen, right? So I am putting star here. Then once these two are multiplied, then addition will takes place plus with B equal to, and it will assign to A. So the point is, I mean, this at this point, uh, whether it will happen the same way or different way, that is not so much important. So however, this kind of, for example, the parser first C, it multiplies with D, then it will consider these two, then so this kind of parsing, like navigating or this kind of is taken function or activity is taken care by parser. So that is what is parser. Now, syntax and semantics. So, what is difference between syntax and semantics? So, syntax, let me use another example. Average. Okay. Average equal to total. What is average is generally calculated by total by number, right? Total by number. But what I am writing, average equal to total into count, which is syntactically correct, but semantically incorrect. Okay, syntactically correct, but semantically incorrect. Why? Because the logical meaning, that is what is semantics. Now let us come here. The logical meaning is what is semantics. Okay, whereas the syntax is programmable or mathematically correct or not. That is what is syntax. But nonetheless, not even mathematically, I shouldn't say that, but it is, for example, equal to is properly used. Okay, between two, this is one parameter, or I would say this is one between two exact term I am not getting, but the equal to is used between two separate values. Okay, this is one value, this is one value. So therefore, and also into is used between two variables. So in that way, this one is syntactically correct. But semantically, this is incorrect because to, average you cannot calculate by total into count. It is total by count. So the average equal to total by count. Okay, that is difference between syntax and semantics. Now, what is variable? This is also important. Probably in even in interview also they can ask this kind of question because they want to see whether you are deep in programming or whether you are understanding some high level all these things. What is a variable in Python? Okay, simple. Variable means it is just a value in the memory location. Okay, that is the first 2 points you can conclude the answer if that question is asked. Variable means the value in the memory location. Okay, the value of A is 3. Now A is called as variable. Okay, A is at certain address. Let us say the address is 100 or 1000 or whatever. At that particular 1000, the value 3 is stored. So variable is the value at a particular memory location, and the name itself suggests variable. That means that can vary, right? So a equal to 3, then I am doing a equal to 4. Okay, then what will happen? How Python internally it will take care of this memory allocation? The same a, okay, the same a will now contain probably this 4 probably is a 2000 address, something, let us assume. Okay, now this particular pointer will change. I will put into for your understanding. This one, it will remove that pointer and it will points to this one. These 3 will be there, but that is like a disconnected. I mean, you cannot access that again memory because it is there. I mean, but you cannot access it. So this is how, I mean, Python will internally handle. So the when what is a variable in Python? It has two-step answer. Number one, it is a value stored in a memory location, and number two, the name itself suggests or the term itself suggests it can vary, it can change. So that is called as variable. Whereas constant means it doesn't change. For example, in case of circle area, the area is pi r square, and pi means 3.14, around approximate value of pi 22 by 7 means 3.14. So that value doesn't change. So I mean, if what you can do, many places you are calculating area, let us say. So instead of every place you are writing 3.1414, 3.14, 3.14, in the beginning of the program, you can just mention pi equal to 3.14, and every place you can put into pi, into pi. So you are not changing it anywhere in the entire program. Okay, so therefore that is called as constant. So that is variable and constant. Now IDE code editor. So IDE stands for Integrated Development Environment. In for example, code editor means a place where you can edit the code and all, nothing much. So the current VS Code that you use, it is just a code editor. Okay, it is just code editor. You can edit the code, you can like some custom plugins you can add, that much only. However, but if you integrate Copilot, if you integrate Copilot into this one, and all these things, some powerful engines if you add to, I mean, speed up the things, then that is called as IDE, Integrated Development Environment, for developing purposes. Okay, if you see this my visual code, like this is okay, Python code. Okay, and I can add some plugins also. I can add some extensions or plugins, whatever I need. So this is generally code editor. However, but if you are using Copilot here, okay, this one is Copilot, then, and you are, so Copilot behind the scenes, what it will use? I mean, it will use these things, ML model, AI models like GPT-5, Claude, GPT, all these things. So then this becomes the IDE, integrated development environment. So now again coming back to this slide, so this PyCharm, this is IDE, PyCharm. Because the term IDE may sound little strange for you, you shouldn't get confused. Like after learning entire Python, somebody, I am using this IDE, something your colleagues may say, and Array, I didn't came across this one. You shouldn't think like that. So now, I mean, these are do's and don'ts. So you can start with underscore as well when you are creating a variable name underscore a underscore b something. Start with underscore as well. There is nothing wrong in that. And you can use lowercase with underscores. Okay. You can also be little meaningful. And these are do's actually. But don'ts, you cannot start with a number. That is not, Python will not accept. You can try it out. 2a equal to 1 print. So there itself it has shown 2a error. Okay. So anyway, what it is saying, invalid decimal syntax error, invalid decimal literal. Okay. It is showing the syntax error. And also you cannot use special characters, percentage, at the rate. Okay. And do not use Python keywords. For example, def is something it is used when you are writing a function. So you cannot use def and you cannot use class. So these are simple do's and don'ts, nothing to worry. And these data types, yeah, Python has these data types like int, float, str, bool, list, tuple, dict, set, none type. These are all the data types Python has. And if you are like already in C, you might have learned some at least these int, floats, str,
Yes.
and bool. These are comes new in Python. List, tuple, dict, set. So list is same as arrays in C++. Okay, in arrays we in C++ we have arrays and linked lists and all these things. I think in C also we have arrays. So in like Python, the list is same as arrays in C. Okay, so tuple is almost like yeah. I mean the difference between list and tuple, these things also will come later. So tuple we just have to use these brackets. Okay. This is the only difference. List is mutable, tuple is immutable. What is mutable, what is immutable? Those things also will be coming up slowly. No need to wait, no need to hurry. But nonetheless, this particular, because something it appears like very basic, and some things which appear like new terms, cashy terms. However, we need to, those cashy terms and those things also we should not miss. And sometimes whenever some important information, some high level understandings are required, I will share those as well. But nonetheless, this session we cannot take it lightly. Okay, it's all right, like basic things only. That should approach should not be there. Okay, because it will build the foundation for later later sessions. So in case of list, you use the square bracket. In case of tuple, you use the normal brackets. In case of dictionary, you have to use the curly braces, and it also contains the key value pair, not just 10, 20 like that. Like what is that value? Like for example, I would say like Hindi in Telugu 10 marks, in Hindi 30 marks. Like that, key value pair, the subject name and the score card. Subject name, score card, subject name, score. So like that here, name equal to Radha. So dictionary and set. Set 1, 2, 3, it is you put in curly braces. That is the difference. And None type. This is also one extra data type in Python. Let me show it actually. For example, let me do one thing. A equal to, I am taking one list, then a dot reverse, a dot sort reverse equal to true. I am assigning it to B. Now if I print B, okay, it will give me none type. Let me execute. See, it has given me
None.
none. So none is also one data type. Why it has returned none, those things I will explain upcoming sessions. However, none is also one data type in Python. That is very important. Now, some here in the descriptions, some things which are required to just have a glance and absorb. Like for example, list is ordered. If you give like list is 1 to 3, then if I give 3 to 1, another separate list, then both are not same. Both are different lists. So this is ordered. But in set it is different. Set you give 1 to 3 and another set 2 3 1. Both are same. Okay, let me A equal to set 1 2 3. Then B equal to, probably I will use C, different variable. C equal to set 2 3 1. Okay. Now if A double equal to C, C double equal to D, then we will do one thing for all these things. Okay. Print testing sets unordered property. Print C set C and set D are same, else print both are different. Okay, see what it is saying, set C 1 to 3 and set D 1 to 3. Even if you give 2 3 1 or 1 2 3, whatever way you give, it will automatically order. What I am doing here, settings.json. Like this, you can go code, preferences, then settings. Like that, if you go, you will see this one. Okay, settings.json. So I am enabling these two. I will, you will see the difference. Uh, please now print. See, testing sets unordered property. I have not typed this one. Automatically gave the suggestion correct. So this is called as auto completion of code or auto completion of sentence, because this in the traditional way this is part of NLP. However, like this, I mean, how it is giving, because that is a generative AI. It will generate based on your previous things and all. So this I'm giving some quick understanding for 1 minute. Generative AI. Okay. So generative AI is that branch of artificial intelligence wherein it will generate text, images, videos, all these things it will generate. So more details will be covered later. Okay, basically AI, what is artificial intelligence? Artificial intelligence is that branch of science that will mimic the human behavior. Okay, just the human being, how it behaves. Similarly, if something a something, I mean, a machine or something, it will mimicry. So if the imitates the behavior or mimics the behavior, then that is called as artificial intelligence. And machine learning is predicting the, based on the previous patterns or the data, the machine, I mean, learns on its own. It will make the predictions and it will learns on its own. Okay, then deep learning is something, neural networks, all these things comes under deep learning. Generative AI means these previously AI is generated into two, non-generative AI and generative AI. Like whatever thing, for example, in case of machine learning, you have various things: supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and supervised learning. There are many things, okay, like classification, regression, and linear within regression, linear regression, logistic regression. So there are lot of subject is there. However, when you are building the models, all the models doesn't require to generate. It will help you to serve the purposes. It will help you to serve the needs. Your like in the sense to increase the efficiency, to reduce your time, to save your time. In that way, those models will help you. Okay. However, those may not generate a new content. Okay. So generative AI means that will generate the new content. So now again coming back here. So here this one is auto suggesting or auto suggestion of comments or lines. So this traditionally it is part of NLP, natural language processing. However, I mean in the modern sense it is generative AI. That is what behind the scenes it is happening. So this is different, and there is also another thing. This is auto suggestion. Okay, auto completion. This one is, I just gave double quote. Then it is auto suggestion. Okay, but there is auto completion. Let me show you what I will do. Program to uh, find find the largest number in a list. See, I mean this one. Let is just I am pressing tab, it is
Yeah.
coming everything. Okay, this max of list. So the point and if I give if, mm, so in settings, what you have to do? Okay, quick suggestions, inline suggestions. These are the two parameters. Like I mean, if in coding everything it is only writing, then you will have less to learn rather than using AI. So how to use AI and how to improve your coding skills and how to I mean like both handle both, and all these things require lot of skill and lot of expertise. Okay, right now, what while you are practicing coding and learning, keep these as false. Inline suggest enabled, this line. Okay, and this also keep off. These two changes you have to do in the settings, and you can also refer this path. You have to go to code and then user, then you will find this code, preferences, settings, and here you just have to, you will find here actually. Mm. Okay. I will give you the path offline. I mean, like this only you have to trace. However, how to get this file? Like in your VS Code, it not open by default, right? Because I mean, I kept it for my own purposes. However, I mean, how to like code preferences, then settings. After this, how will you get the settings.json? It will be there. When you click here, it will come. Okay. For now, while you are learning, you just have to keep other as off and inline suggest as false. Okay, then you can very well, I mean, you can practice, like it will not suggest you those things. Okay, now with that said, again, let's go back to the dict set none type and unordered and ordered. That is the thing which we are discussing. Let me zoom probably. Ordered. List is ordered. Like 1 to 3 is different. 3 to 1 is different. Both are different lists. But set, if you give in the set 3 to 1, 2, 3, 1 something, it will order itself. It will give again 1, 2, 3. Python will order it. Okay. And duplicates allowed while printing. I mean, but unique duplicates are not allowed while printing. Okay, some just for important remembering purpose perspective pointers. Duplicates are not allowed. Sets for it is unique item. Like if you put 1 comma 1 comma 2 comma 3, that will print 1 comma 2 comma 3. Okay, you can try it later on. 1 comma 2 comma 3 is fine, but if you give 1 comma 1 comma 2 comma 3, then it will print 1 comma 2 comma 3. Why? Because duplicates are not allowed in case of sets. 1 and 1 are duplicates which are not allowed in case of sets. Now tuples duplicates are allowed, list duplicates are allowed. Dictionary means it is a key value pair. So these are the important data types, and as we practice, more and more things becomes like because each data type has lot. I mean, around 10 to 20 methods are there, and how to practice and all we will see. Right now, immutable, mutable that also will be coming shortly. Actually, in Python, there are many built-in functions. So print input are also built-in functions. And apart from this, you will have min, max, sum. Okay. Like that, there are many built-in functions in Python. In those built-in functions, print and input are two built-in functions which you will be using very often. Quite often you will be using those functions. And now it has some variations when you are using this print function. It is not that difficult. Like for example, it is normal print hello world. Okay, the second one is it is printing multiple. I mean, most important thing is the sixth one, formatted strings and basic printing. This is different. If you are using formatted strings, you have to use the F keyword. Okay, F if you use, then you can combine both the normal text and the variable value, which I will also explain. Okay, remaining things and all, it is comma separated and this is hyphen separated. Okay, this is end, separator, multiple values. These are simple things only, nothing to worry. Similar way with input. So these are the key concepts which are very, very important. Python will support three types of codes. One is single quote, and another is double quote and triple quote. In Python, we have three types of codes: single quotes, double quotes, and triple quotes. All these are valid. Generally, single quotes you are used for strings, for integers, for float. All these things you don't use the quote. For strings or characters, you are using the quotes. Now, Python supports three types of codes: single quote, double quote, triple quote. Like, I don't need to write a program for this, but however, you can use that thing. And this triple quotes is also used for, I mean, commenting purposes. If you want to comment a piece of code, okay, like for example, till now I have written this thing, okay. See, all this code got commented. Okay, there are various ways of commenting. So you can single quotes, you can type here and here, entire code is commented, or like you can use hash before every line, then also code is commented. And another way, generally which I do, I mean, I use all these three combination. You just select all these lines, okay, and press command slash. Command plus slash combination you can use, and in a single shot you can comment all these lines. Single shot you can uncomment also. Okay, three ways we can do. One is these triple quotes, and the other is hash for each line, and in a single shot command slash. Okay, so now triple quotes is Python supports these triple quotes, and wherever needed, you can, wherever characters are there, you can use any of the quotes, not a problem. Next, indentation. Four spaces you have to use for indentation, and like for example, a equal to 1, okay, and then you are writing if condition, if a double equal to 1, okay, just some understanding purposes. Then here you have to use four spaces. Okay, print correct something, else print wrong something. This is just for, I mean, no need to see the semantics of the code now, syntax or semantics of the code. So the thing which I am, this is like large, I mean, rubbish program. It is not having any value, but I am trying to help. See, if you see here, you will see four dots. I am highlighting this piece of code, and then I am zooming here. You see, one, two, three, four. Four dots are there, which indicates, or which literally means four spaces you have to use for indentation. And so if you have multiple loops or multiple conditions, for example, here I am writing one function, def test function, okay. Then here again you have to give one more four spaces because this function is starting at this point. Now you cannot start print statement here, that will throw error. See, already red underscore line is there. So you have to give another tab. Either you have to give tab or you have to give four spaces. So this is the print statement, and that is the indentation. Depends on once this block is over. For example, this print statement is over, we are not returning anything. If you are writing another function, then very well, like you can write in the same line. So the point is, for example, if is one block of code, so the indentation, it not only you have to give four spaces, but you also have to understand the block of code where you are writing. If here if is generally entire thing is one block, so whenever you are writing some functions which is some other block, you have to use take care of indentations yourself. Like here you have to take care of indentations, I mean whatever way you have to give. And if you are adding one more block here, okay, let us say if condition, here you are adding a double equal to 2, then here again you have to, like I'll put like this just for understanding. Yeah, okay, see, again four more spaces you have to give. So like that, the point which I am trying to highlight. So if your code blocks are increasing, accordingly you need to adjust the indentation. However, four spaces or one tab we have to give for indentation. Okay, now ternary operator. Ternary operator is, it is same as if else condition. However, in a simple single line, in a easy way, you can write the ternary operator, and it will be helpful in the programming all these things. When you are writing a day-to-day big programming and all, it will help. Okay, so for example, I am putting a equal to 5, and if a greater than 5, okay, if a greater than 5, then the output is the value is false. Else 5 not greater than 5, then it is true. This I am assigning to some result. Okay, here what I missed, single quotes. See, whenever string is there, you have to give in the quotes. Okay, now print result. Unless it is variable, every
Okay.
place you are using string, you have to give in quotes. Here, the result is not string, it is a variable or object. It is a
Okay.
string object or string variable. So, therefore, we are not. But here, this is a string. This is a string. This is a variable. So, here you don't need to give quotes. So, if you execute, it will return true because a is equal to 5. So what I will do, a percentage 2. Percentage means it will give reminder. I think this you know. Modulus. Percentage if you give, it will give reminder. 2, it will give reminder 1. Then that means that is odd. Okay. If a percentage 2 is then even, let is good equal double equal to 1, else odd. Okay. Now let us calculate. A equal to 5, 5 percentage 2, which is 1. Then it is even. So I have written wrong, odd, even. Okay. This probably it is an odd number. Let me give 10 here and run the program. Even. Let me give, if I give 0, it will throw error. Okay. It will throw error. 1 minute. 0 is even. Acha, no, no. Divided by 0, if you give, error will come. 0 is neither even nor odd from our perspective. However, here it has given even. So, I mean, it will give the remainder is 0, right? remainder is not necessarily 1. Remainder can also be 0. Okay, the point which I am trying to highlight. So the error which I mentioned, if you give 0 here, if you divided something by 0, which is a semantic error. Syntactically, a by 0 is correct. Like this is also another difference between syntax and semantics. A by 0, this is syntactically correct, but semantics is wrong. Why it is wrong? You cannot divide a number, divide things by 0. That leads to infinity, or that cannot be divided. So this one. So 1, and then execute odd number, 2, execute even number. So like that you can test it out. However, the ternary operator, it is same as normal if else condition. However, you can write it in a single line and pack it in a single line and use it in your programming. That is called as ternary operator. And why the name ternary has come, right? That is just for learning purpose. Binary means 2, ternary means 3. So if you see, this is one operator, like this one operation is happening. This is binary operation. This is how we write the ternary operator. Let us see this one. Unary operator means only one operation is happening. It has one operand. Then that is called as unary operator. A. When there are two operands, A and B, okay, then it is called as binary operator. When it has three operands, what are those three operands? It has given here. This is one operand even, and this is one operand A percentage 2, and this is one operand. So the point which I am trying to highlight, there is unary operator, there is binary operator, there is ternary operator. Unary operator means that which contains only one operand, and binary operator means it contains more than two operands, and ternary operator means it contains three operands. Operator means operate equal to plus all those things. Operand means
Yeah.
that which are being used in operator around surrounding the operator. So these are the operands. Here a plus b, a is one operand, b is one operand. If you take the a equal to b, a is one operand, b is one operand. So like that. So here these three operands are there. Therefore, this is called as ternary operator. Okay. Now comes typecasting and type conversion. Typecasting, this is very important interview question. Typecasting and type conversion. So for example, now this a value is 2. Okay, but okay, the result is either odd or even. So now I mean Python, the dynamic typing concept will come later. Python will automatically, it will take that result as string. This result is a string variable. Python will automatically take it like that. Okay. Now I quickly check whether this is really a string variable or not. I will put type of result. Then if I run, let me do data type of result variable is. Okay, let me run this one. See, data type of result variable is string. This is a string variable, string data type. Now I am trying to convert this into list. Okay, and I will store it in another C. Now print, let me put C. See, I generally in my programming, I mostly use the formatted strings because here the theory, whatever I can write, and also if I want the value of a particular variable, then I will just put that in the braces and like that. So now what, for example, let us now let me this line, let me go slow. So the result is a string variable. That result I am converting into list and I am storing into C. Now I am printing the value of C is, okay, in braces I put C, then and the data type of C is, then I will put in braces type of C. You will understand, no need to worry. Okay, the value of C is EVEN and the type data type of C is list. So that is typecasting and type conversion. Typecasting means what is the data type of a particular variable. You want to know its data type of a particular variable. So here a equal to result is a string variable. So when I am checking the data type of result variable, it is a string data type. That is called as typecasting. I am using the keyword called type. Okay. So in case of typecasting, you use the keyword type. You want to quickly know for your learning or for teaching or for in your projects also, you want to quickly know the data type of a particular variable, whether Python is considering it as a list or a string or whatever. So you use the type keyword and you know the data type of that variable. That is called as typecasting. But type conversion is, if you want to, like this str of int of, like that you can convert the data type into different data type. So if you see, the data type of result variable is here string. Now I am here into converting here into list. The result is a string variable. I am using list of and I am converting this into list. Now if I see this last print statement and the result, it will become very clear. The value of C is EVEN and the data type of C is list. So originally the even is a string variable. I have converted into list variable. So therefore, that is called as typecasting and type conversion. Very important. And this is also the follow-up question or understanding. Dynamic typing. Python is a dynamic typing. In this case of C language and all, it is static typing. So what is static typing and what is dynamic typing? Okay, so in case of C language, you will explicitly mention int a equal to 5, if you remember. Okay, but in case of C language, but in case of Python, you will just write a equal to 5. That's it. So why we are not writing this here? Because Python is a dynamically typed language. Very important interview question. The word itself is suggesting dynamic typing. That means the data type is dynamically created, or while it is creating in the memory or something, it is dynamically assigned. Okay, it will check. Python, the compiler will check, compiler interpreter, whatever, Python will check. Okay, this 5 is an integer. Okay, unless you specifically mention it as float, it will take it as integer. Then it will automatically assign the data type integer to a. So that this is the concept of dynamic typing. Very important question in interviews. I mean, Python is a dynamically typed language because it is a dynamically assigns the data type. Unlike in other programming language, you have to specify the data type explicitly. In case of Python, you don't have to specify the data type explicitly. It will dynamically assigns it. This is an integer, this is a string, this is a list, this is a, like that. By seeing this thing only, by seeing in the RHS right hand side whatever you are giving, just by seeing it, it will assign. That is called as dynamic typing. Now comes mutable and immutable. This is important concept. Mutable means that can be changed. Immutable means that cannot be changed. Let me give simple example. What is mutable? If you remember, then it is easy for you to understand what is immutable. Okay. For example, 1, 2, 3. This is a list which is mutable.